everyone, it's Shel C from PaperOcotilloStudio. Today I'm sharing with you an art journal page. I haven't had an art journal page on the channel for several months. So I have this little Dilutions planner type page or book. I have two of them. One's with black paper and one's with this lined paper. I think that they're from the Dialogue line from Diane Reevely, manufactured by Ranger. But it's got a canvas cover with like some elastics, and you can tuck these inside. And it's pretty handy for travel. That's what I'm doing, still traveling. So I just wanted to make a page today for you guys. I also wanted to talk about our Art Joy of Sharing Art Community hashtag challenge for this month. We have one every month. I don't know if you guys know that, but we have a hashtag each month that is some type of a theme. This month it's hashtag AJOS media. And what it's about is talking about what that means, media. We're not talking about social media. We're talking about art media. And both Peg and I, the people who are offering our art community to you, we're both mixed media artists. I'm more towards the collage end of mixed media, but all that mixed media means is that you are creating a piece of art with more than one type of a product. Media is referring to the materials that you use to make something or the technique that you use to make something. So is it acrylic? Is it a water-based media? Is it pens? Is it oil paint? Is it wax? Is it collage? Is it, whatever kind of thing? And then when you mix them all together, instead of saying with one thing, there's a lot of artists out there that paint only in acrylic. And that's all they do. They do acrylic. Maybe they use some acrylic media like a thickening or thinning type product, but it's all acrylic. And there are people who only oil paint, don't use anything else with it. There's people who are purely magazine collage. That's all they do is magazine collage. They don't add anything else to it. For myself and Peg, we are mixed media artists. So that means that we just throw everything together. And it doesn't matter. We don't have rules about, oh no, we can't use that with that. No rules. Mixed media doesn't have rules. You can just mix it all up. So that being said, that's what our hashtag is about this month. It's about media, what that means, and what does mixed media mean? Because I think some people believe that that is a style, which it kind of is. I mean, really, when you see a mixed media, the popular version of a mixed media, it is often a type of style, I think. But really, all the base meaning of it is that, you mix everything up, and it's been going on for years and years and years. It's not a new thing. Artists have been mixing media for years, and even some of the masters did it. So that's all we're talking about this month. So for this page, I started out with an ungessoed page. It has some lines on it for writing. And I started with water-soluble media. So I started out, I started out with this watercolor set. It's a Koi travel watercolor set. And it just has a few colors. It's easy to travel with, and that's why I have it. I used some brush with some plain water and just made some colors and shapes onto this page. It soaked into the paper pretty quickly. This paper's unsealed, so water-soluble media will soak in really quickly. Then I also used another water-soluble product. It is the Stabilo brand Woodies pencils. They're fat, water-soluble pencils. They call them 3-in-1 sometimes because you can use them plain, you can use them with water. I don't know what the other one is. What's the third one? I don't even know. But I use those to make some more marks on my page, to enhance some things, dots, dashes, lines, circling things, that type of stuff. So I didn't blend it out. I didn't blend the Stabilo woodies. I just left them as they are. And then now I'm looking in my little book of pieces and parts that I brought with me on my travels. It's just stuff. I mean, you know, I'm pulling out some stuff. I'm looking for some stuff, whatever I think might go together on my page, and I'm going to do some collage. So what I ended up with is a piece of napkin, a little stamped tissue piece, a graphic which I trimmed out, and I didn't force you to watch that. It's kind of a shiny, magazine-y type paper, but I don't know what it actually came from. It was sent to me by Peg. She sent me that 3-ring binder that has all the little pouches to store things and to travel with, and there was some stuff already in it when she sent it to me, and this is one of the things that was already in it. It's a cute little pre-colored graphic. So for the thin papers, the napkin, the piece of napkin, and the piece of tissue paper which has been stamped, I'm using a thin liquid matte medium, and that one is the DecoArt Decopage matte medium. And then for the thicker paper, like this cutout castle tower thing, that's magazine, but it's kind of thick. It's one of those thicker bits of like maybe the cover of a magazine or something, shiny paper. And then this little graphic, also thicker, shinier paper, like from, I don't know, a catalog or a magazine or something that has thicker pages. I trimmed that out, and I'm going to glue it down with a thicker, like a more gel-like matte medium, which also is from DecoArt. So I had these little bottles, small bottles of things that were from DecoArt. So I brought those along with me because they were small. The little sign or something that she's holding, mirror or something, says Fairy Godmother, but that's not going to stay Fairy Godmother. I'm going to change it. I'm also using my scraper tool to kind of press the crease into the page, because you know this is a book, so it's going to have to close. So I'm trying to get that crease glued down really well. Sometimes that doesn't glue well, and then you have this floppy thing that eventually will tear off, so that's not good. So I set this aside to let it dry. You can tell the light has changed. It's a different time of day now. Remember, I forgot to bring a heat tool, so I couldn't quickly dry it. So I just let it dry for a while, had a cup of tea, whatever, you know. And I'm getting out some other types of media. Of course, the glues that I used are acrylic media. And now I have a couple different brush pens. There's one that is India ink inside. India ink is a permanent ink, so it's permanent when dry. A lot of these water-soluble medias that I'm using on this project are not permanent when dry. If this book got wet, they could run and smear. I don't think it's going to, because it's just an art journal that's going to get put away, but you know what I'm saying. The other one that I have, and I'm blending both of these with the water brush, even though that India ink is permanent when dry. If you quickly blend it with some water, you can still do that, or even your finger, as long as you're on a sealed surface. And since I'm going around the pieces that I glued on with matte medium, that's somewhat of a sealed surface. And you will see the difference probably in the close-ups, but the other one that I'm using is a color brush from Pentel. It has some gray ink inside of it, a water-soluble ink. So it's like a watercolor in a brush. And it has a synthetic brush on the end. And you can see down at the bottom where I used that one to try to make a horizon line for this little person to stand on, because I can't stand it when things don't have something to stand on, they're just floating. It soaked in different, it's patchy, because some of the area that I was putting it over was sealed and some of it was not, because remember, this is an ungessoed page. So it looks a lot more patchy and darker in some areas where it absorbed more, and lighter where it just kind of skimmed over the sealed surface. So that just gives you an idea of the differences of what might happen when you didn't gesso your page. So then this media that I'm using now is acrylic again. These Posca pens are an acrylic paint inside of a pen. And it makes them really super easy to use, easier than using a brush and your regular acrylic paint. So I use them all the time because I love them. They're also really opaque. Most of the colors are very opaque. Like this white, which I'm using to highlight this little piece of napkin that I had with the flowers on it. I don't know what kind of flower that is. Someone will probably tell me. I would say snapdragon if I had to say, because it kind of looks like a snapdragon to me, but that's probably not right. I can't really identify flowers very well. But yeah, I just put some white sketchy lines around. I have these circles. I'm kind of highlighting those, and this little like river line, like there's a creek running through the page or something. Highlighting the edges of this stamped on tissue image that I colored with red and pink and yellow Posca pens, the acrylic pens. Then I got out this stamp set. Here's another one. And some permanent ink, Memento black ink. I don't have acrylic blocks, so I'm just sticking my little stamp to the lid of the ink pad. And it's not as accurate for stamping, but I've had a lot of years of stamping, and I'm pretty good with aiming. Back in the day, there was no acrylic blocks. It was wood blocks, and you had your stamp. And you had to learn how to be able to line things up fairly well with your wooden stamp, which you couldn't see through. Nowadays, they have see-through stamps, see-through blocks. It makes it much easier for lining things up. So I stamped those circles around the page with the black ink. And then now I've got my white Posca pen out again, and I'm going to highlight, make some lines here and there for, I don't know, just making this graphic, which is not mine, to seem like I've touched it with my hand and I've made it my own. Well, I didn't really change it that much. I just added white, and I added some shading around the outside of it, and eventually some glitter. So if you haven't joined our group yet, Art Joy of Sharing on Facebook, that is an art community where we have over 2,000 members, and we offer different inspiration and challenges throughout the year. Sometimes they're daily challenges, sometimes it's just a hashtag theme for the month. We have Pick a Stick Challenge, which is a randomly drawn one-word prompt challenge. And we also have the mood board every month, which is a series of photos, sometimes with little colors attached to it, which is for inspiring you for anything that you do. And of course, we always encourage our people to share what they're making in the group. That's the whole point, is to share, art joy of sharing, and to also be kind to each other and offer encouragement to other artists, whatever their level. Maybe it's just a thumbs up. Maybe you leave them a comment if you really like something that they have made. So that's what Art Joy of Sharing is about. Also, we are going to start offering a series of classes. And if you are interested in classes, we have a special going on. It is for our very favorite people who always follow us, like you guys who are watching my video right now. And we're offering for a limited time in June and July that there's a $20 premium membership offer going on where you can join another group that is for classes. And if you pay the $20 during the pre-sale premium time that we're offering right now, then you will have all the classes that we offer in that group for $20 for the entire year. Once we go through the second class, we get to the second class after the end of August, we will start charging per class to join the group. So it's a good deal. Our first class will be the month of August, and there'll be several sessions. One thing that you do need to be is a member of Facebook, because we're going to be doing Facebook Live classes in our Facebook group over there, the premium group. So if you're not on Facebook, you'd have to join that. And I know some people are really haters of Facebook. I am actually one, but I still have to use it. So If you want to join in with that project that we're doing, I will leave a link below. It'll be to Peg Robinson's website because I don't have a website where you can pay, but you can pay with PayPal or with your credit card or something like that on her website. And I will put a link down below this video for you to go there and join up as a premium member of our art group where we're going to be offering classes. I hope I made sense. I don't think I've really honed down what I want to say about that. But anyway, it's the first time I've said anything about it on here. So the last thing I'm doing here with my little page is I have some Stickles glitter glue, and I also have a stick-on gem, and I've put some glitter glue here and there. What this page is about is travel, and maybe traveling in your head if you're still stuck at home. I'm, of course, traveling in real life, but all through the pandemic for a year and a half, I was stuck at home. I didn't go anywhere at all that entire time, and I was my mental health was not good, and so I could travel through my art and travel in my head as kind of a fantasy of going to all these places I wanted to go to get away, and that's what this page is about. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please subscribe, turn on your notification bells, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment below, and look at the links below if you want to join into our group where we're going to be offering classes. And I think that's it for me. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.